Good morning, Facebook friends. I didn't cook a single thing yesterday. We went to the beach down at Destin, Florida, which is only 78 miles from Andalusia, Alabama. So we went, the grandkids went. We just had the best time, and I didn't cook a single bite. I ate out and had some seafood. But you know what? When you have that seafood stuff, when you get back home, or that's me anyway, I'm ready for some vegetables, something southern, something good. So I'm glad you turned into cooking with Brenda Gantt today. So we're going to cook together. I don't know what you're cooking, but I'm going to cook some rutabagas. I went to the pig, I call it the pig, but it's the Piggly Wiggly this morning. They gave me this pretty little sign put up, and I'm so excited about it. And so I'm going to cook rutabagas, and one of the reasons I'm going to is I've got a granddaughter that dearly loves these things, and she's still here, so I'm going to cook. Now, you know I got my old faithful meat cleaver out, and the reason I've got it is you see these old hands, they don't cut like they used to. So I'm having to use me a meat cleaver this morning. I've got several of them, but I love them. So what I do is I just cut that rutabaga in half first. It falls on the floor usually. I pick it up, and I wash it off again. Put it down, and I'm going to get my next one. This is just easy for me to do it this way. And once I get it cut in two, hey, I'm good to go then. Alright, I'm going to cut the next one in two. But y'all, we had the best time yesterday. That water, it was as blue as you've ever seen, kind of a turquoise color. Lots of people that are coming to the my bed and breakfast called the Coddle House. Well, they come down here and spend a day or two with me, and then they go on to the beach. So that's a good thing. They can be with some good trees down here with me. Then they get to the beach and they're in salt and sand. Last night when we got home, I told the kids, I said, okay, I'm showering first. I called dibs on the shower, so I did it first. And then I told them good night, and I went sound sleep, and I went to bed. I mean, I was worn out. Okay, this is my last piece here. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I've already sharpened my big old knife right here. So I'm just going to cut these things up into what they peel so much easier if you don't try to peel them, you know, a whole thing at a time. I just kind of do like this. But anyway, I'm gonna put me a couple of pieces of thick bacon in it, and it takes a long time to cook rutabagas. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get them on this morning real early, and then we can cook them all the morning, and they'll be ready for lunch today. But anyway, so let me see what I'm telling you. All right, we went down to the beach yesterday, and I don't really do sun, so I just kind of had my hat on and that kind of stuff like that. I don't know if y'all live close to a beach, but I'm going to tell you what, that water down there at Destin was gorgeous. I mean, it was just so pretty. I couldn't get over it. Sometimes you have seaweed and that kind of stuff in it, but there was no seaweed, no anything. But I got out there in the water, and it seemed kind of cold at first, but once you get in it and get to working around, you do good. It wasn't cold at all after that. There have been a few of you wrote in and said that you put your rutabaga in the microwave for a few minutes, and it gets all that wax and stuff off of it. But since I'm cooking 4 this morning, I don't think I better do that. I'll just kind of do it like this. And if you ever have a part in the rutabaga that's what I call pithy, your grandmother probably called it pithy too. It's just a part that's kind of spongy. Sometimes you'll have a little bitty part like that, and if you do, just cut that part out and you'll be fine. But anyway, let me get this knife to kind of go down through it. And sometimes you cut it in smaller parts, you can handle it better as far as trying to peel it this morning. Also, somebody wrote in and they wanted to know what the greens look like. Well, you know, down south, and I don't know why it is, when you go to grocery stores, they don't have the green on them. They're already kind of cleaned and ready for you to use. And so there's no green on it. But the greens are real good. They remind me kind of between a turnip green and a collard. And you can cook those down. You can stir fry them however you want to do them. Put your good seasoning in there and have you some greens too. George and I planted some one time out in our garden. And they weren't near this big and pretty, but they were delicious. And we planted them. And I'm glad some of y'all plant rutabagas too. If you've never eaten one, it's different from anything else you've ever eaten. As a matter of fact, when George and I first married, he wasn't raised on rutabagas. He didn't like them. He didn't want them. So I thought, well, what can I do to make him like rutabagas like I do? So one night when he came home from work, you know what we had for supper? We had this big pot of rutabagas and some cornbread, and that's all we had. Well, he had to eat it then, and he loved it, and he's been eating them ever since. And it was one of his favorite things. Right, I had to cook some bacon this morning. Let me get it up real quick for him. The children are here, so they're going to want some biscuits or pancakes or something. So I went ahead and cooked my bacon this morning. Let me get it out of this grease before it messes up. But anyway, I'm so glad y'all are having a good day today. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful day today. And I know you got up early and got started just like I did. All right, we got that off. And we got it ready. I'll show you my bacon. This is for the grandbabies. Oh, it'll be good. I don't know what we're going to fix with it. Yesterday they wanted an egg, so I fixed egg and cinnamon toast yesterday before we left for the beach. So this is going to take me a while to peel. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to keep peeling, and I'm going to let you go for a while, and then I'm going to come back, and we'll finish up these rutabagas and get them ready for lunch. And I don't know what else we're going to have, but we're going to have something good. So I hope y'all are doing good. I hope you're having a blessed day and everything. I'm going to read Psalms 1 this morning. When I get these rutabagas on and the children are still asleep, I'm going to go in there and read that. That's where I am in my Bible right now. I just finished Job, and I'm fixing to go into Psalms. And I always like the Psalms. I think they're beautiful. But thank you for tuning in with Cooking with Brenda Gantt. And I'll see y'all just a few minutes after I get these rutabagas done, okay? Bye. Okay, I've just about finished peeling them. I want you to look at all these pretty ones. And I've half peeled them. I'm just about finished chopping them up, so I turned you back on so you can see. What I'm doing is I'm cutting these in little cubes about the size of what you would do like a potato salad. That's how I'm cutting them, about that big. And that way they cook all at the same time, same speed, whatever. And I'm gonna finish cutting these up. And all right, and then we're gonna put them in my pot and cover them with water. Now I'm sure most of you have already done this. This is probably old hat to you. So anyway, so I'm gonna put all these in my. Let me get this old spatula. I don't know what I would do without it. I'm gonna put all my rutabagas in my broth. In my water. And what you want to do is just cover them with water and make sure that while they're cooking, that just have it always covered in water. But not too much, but just to the top of your rutabaga. I want to put me some water in here, and I'm going to see if it's a plenty. And the reason for this is this. Now, I don't know if you people have ever heard of Potlicker. But now the Potlicker is as good as the vegetable. Turnip green Potlicker and rutabaga Potlicker is delicious. All right, now look at here, and you can see that I've just got it covered with water. I don't want too much, but I want it covered with water. So I'm going to put this on my eye. Let me turn you around right here, and you can see this eye. All right. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna put it right here. And we are going to, let me move my bacon skillet out of the way. I got my egg skillet ready. I'm gonna be cooking those babies some eggs in a minute. So anyway, got their bacon fixed. All right, here's our rutabagas. I'm gonna I'm gonna put 2 slices of a thicker cut bacon in it, just for flavor. I'm gonna put this one, and I'm gonna put one more because these are cut real thick. So, you know, they're good pieces of it. You put that in there, and then I'm gonna add some salt to it. Just a little bit. What you'll need to do is taste as it cooks. I'm gonna turn it on high till it starts boiling. And oh, here's one I missed. And then I'm gonna turn it down low. Okay, so I've got my rutabagas on, and I'm gonna let them boil down. When they come to a big boil, I'm gonna turn them down real low, and I'm gonna let them cook real slowly until all of them are tender. And you're just gonna have to reach in there and taste one. It needs to be real tender, and then when it is, it's ready. It'll take a long time for them to get ready. So that's why I always cook them early in the morning. And the reason that I want them, the water to be up even with my rutabaga top, is because that pot liquor in there, that broth, the same thing as broth, the pot liquor, is one of. Okay, y'all, I think the rutabagas are done. We're gonna taste them and see. I've got this old ladle that I'm gonna put them in. Scoop them out with and turn them off. This was my grandmother's, my Big Mama's. I called her Big Mama, and I'm called Big Mama. But anyway, it's used and worn, but just think of all the good things that this thing is dipped down and got. And today, we're going to do it again. We're going to dip down and get something good from our Big Mama, my Big Mama. She used to love rutabagas too. Okay, they're done. I've cooked them for a long time. It's almost 10 minutes after 11, and I know I had them on at least 2 hours. But you want to cook them until they're just real tender. So I've got, I put the bacon in it. There's a piece of bacon that's all cooked up. And it's got the broth. You can see that. Now remember, that broth, that's called pot liquor in the South. Pot liquor. And we love it with cornbread in it. So what you do is you get you a bowl and reach down and get you some good rutabagas. Put them in. My daddy always got the piece of bacon too. He liked that. And then I'm going to reach down and I'm going to get me some pot liquor. See there? And put it in. And you can crumble your cornbread in it, or you can eat it plain, or however you want it. But these are delicious. But they take a long time to cook, and they're healthy for you. Look up rutabagas on the web and just see. They're a root crop. They grow under the dirt. And the little greens come up from the top. But they're really good. You need to read on that and see how good they are for you. I love y'all. Sometimes the Lord says, be still and know that I'm God. Well, I need to do that today because I have been just like this all day long. And I hadn't taken the time out to be still and to listen to His word, but I'm going to. Love y'all. Have a good morning, and I'm going to enjoy my rutabagas. I'll fix to make some cornbread, I think. Love you. Bye-bye.